Okay, so it's been a little bit, but I'll just give a little bit of an update on the Crown Vic and 56 program we got going on here. Obviously, I got the cab back on the frame, so I tilted it back on, put it on in my driveway, put it on its back, and sanded and undercoated the whole bottom of the cab there, so it's sealed, and had to fix a little bit of the delightful abuse that the previous owner put in it. He cut out that area, so I took a piece and formed it and fit it in there, welded that hole up. There's also some cracking in there from stress because they had removed the transmission crossmember, so that was causing the cab to get ripped up. So I've just got it sitting over here in my side yard while I'm working on it. Frame's painted back to behind the cab, and new bushings and new mounts and rubber and all that sort of thing. I'm also working today on getting these inner fender wells hooked up, so that cut out, so that I can put my motor and hood and whatnot on it. So I've got the inner fender well pretty much cut out here, and probably have to take a little bit more out right back over there just to make sure it's not rubbing and squeaking on me, but that's pretty much together. And I'm working on this side, so I made my first cut and pop that out. So now it's still a little bit forward, so I'll have to make another cut, I don't know, about right there, and make it fit forward. It's I'm just eyeballing it. I don't have any measurements or anything, and it seems to be working out all right for me so far. We're moving in a few months, so I need to get this thing rolling and get it in such a place that I can put the engine transmission in it and move everything around in one body, because I don't want to have to move everything by hand when we move, because that'd be very uncomfortable. Still haven't put in this rear end. I do have some metal. I bought some square tubing and flat bar plate to fab up some brackets for the rear end here, and I'll be putting that in the next couple 3 weeks, and I'll videotape that when I do it so that y'all can see how this rear end's going to go in. Otherwise, I'm just going to my 3-year-old wanted to drive the truck, so I had to put the Crown Vic column in there with zip ties, and so he could play with it and drive in it with some lawn chairs there. And in any case, just working on getting these inner fender wells all hooked up here, and then I'll come back to you later when I've done a little bit more work. Thanks. Okay, so I got that cut out over there, sitting pretty good. What I'm going to end up doing once I get to finalizing this is I'll get some more metal and fill in this area here so it fits a lot more snugly, but far enough away that it won't be squeaking on me. So I just got it held in by one bolt over there just to sit it in there. Other side seemed pretty good. And threw a fender on just to see what it's going to look like, and there's a pretty good amount of, these are Mustang wheels obviously, but there's a pretty good amount of wheel gap there, and plenty of space for, it's close, but it's pretty close, but it's fine. I probably got, I don't know, a couple inches right here before it's hit by the tire. And you can see how low the front end is over here. Not too tall, but I think that's how I like it. Of course, it is angled down because the back isn't done yet, so this will go up some. It'll probably be up to about top of my wrist, I'm thinking. So I don't know, 7, 8 inches of clearance, something like that. That's more than enough. So that's where I'm at for today. I'll be getting that radiator support in here. Well, first I'm gonna drop the motor and transmission in now that I've got these things mocked up. Get the other fender on. Drop the motor and transmission in. Put the radiator support in, and bolt up this whole front end here, and I'll just leave this alone until I get moved in. So now it's not much of a job. It's just sticking things in. So now the big job is this rear end and how I'm going to get this hooked up. Let me go show you the metal that I've got here. I don't think I'm going to end up using that gas tank. Thor. The pieces I cut out of those inner fenders. End up having to take a little bit more out of the side there, but it's alright. Metal I was talking about. It's a 3x3 blocks. Nice thick steel. A couple of 4 squares like this. One long bar to go across and make a cross member out. And 2 big plates like this. And 2 big plates like that. So I've got 2 of these, 4 of those, 4 of these, and 1 of this long bar here. And what I'll end up doing is, you don't need all of this for mounting it up on the rear suspension. So I'll end up cutting out like this and using this area here to gussets on the Crown Vic front end, so that where those trailing arms hook up, I can strengthen that up a bunch. In any case, this is getting a little long now, so I'll cut her short. And leave comments, subscribe, give me any suggestions you can think of, or if you have any questions about what I've done, please ask. Thanks.